Good morning. I want to actually share with you guys how things went with this new NG app or Handy app. It used to be Handy, now they call it NG Services. So as you guys can see, week 8, which is last week, I completed $1,600, where the week before was $1,155. I had quite a few private jobs that helped me push to those numbers last week, but I also had a lot of cancellations last week as well, which allowed me to fit in those private clients in. Something that and I'm talking about cancellations on $150 jobs that a day before, a couple hours before. I actually had one that canceled literally just right before I left the house. So those are kind of cancellation. But I want to talk about yesterday. I already have scheduled 839 $839 worth of jobs for this week. But yesterday I only had 33 or something that I did work. So in the morning I had a job where I went out and I assembled. It was a TV stand with a fireplace in it, electric fireplace built in it. And then after that I had a sheetrock repair. When I came out to the job, he wanted me to repair a piece of a wall that he already put backsplash on, which it would be a hard repair, but still could be done. And that's part, but but the one that I was not ready to do, and I would not do it to myself. Why should I do it to a customer if I wouldn't even want to do it myself, for myself? That is a hole in the ceiling that the electricians came out and cut a 2x2 hole, 2 feet by 2 feet hole, so they can run electrical for the lights. Right in the middle of the living room, dining room, and kitchen. So you walk into the house, you see it. You're sitting in the living room, you see it. You're sitting in the dining room, you see it. You are in a hallway, you see it. You are in the kitchen, you see it. It is something that no matter where you're at in the house, unless you're in the rooms, you're going to see that spot. It is just a central spot in the house that you're going to see from every angle. And you have to match the texture, so it wouldn't be obvious. So I told the guy no, after explaining the reason why, that he had somebody that told him $2,000, said, hey, and Angie was only paying me $200 or $150, something like that, 100, I don't remember, whatever it was. So I said, you know what, if the guy's paying you asking you $2,000 and he has the skills, verify the skill that he has the skills, go for it, because at the end of the day, you're paying for the skill, not for work. Yes, it might sound, you might spend only, about 4 hours on this job, come back and do a paint job, that's going to take him another half hour to an hour. But at the end of the day, and, he's receiving, from your point of view, $250, $300 an hour, but you're paying him for the skill. You're not paying him, from your point of view, work done. If you want to pay the work done, I can get the job done, but every time you're going to look at it, you're not going to be happy with it. So, after, talking with him for about half hour, he agreed that, he needs to get the skill. But then, he started asking me about, how do I know that this guy can actually deliver a good quality work? And I'm okay, hey, that is something you need to, ask references, ask couple customers that can you come out and take a look at his previous jobs done, and stuff like that. So he kind of, went, hey, I know somebody that I can trust? So I called up Polo Contractors. They said they have somebody that is specialized in texture. So referred it out to somebody else. We'll see how it goes. Now, question to all of you guys is based on your guys' opinion. Consulting a customer for half hour, directing them to make the right decision, which, end of the day, I believe they made the right decision by going with somebody that actually can deliver, good quality work and match the texture, compared to, me trying to do what I can and I'm not going to be able. If it was a hallway, a closet, a small room, yeah, I would do it with no problem, because I'll do the best, and most of the time people won't even see it, because lights in the hallways, lights in the bedrooms, they're kind of pointing away from the ceiling, so you're kind of not really noticeable unless they open the window and it's and it's very well lit room from the outside. So something like that, yeah, sure, I could have done it, but it's something that when he tried to sell the house, it can cost him up to $30,000 just for that bad repair. I wouldn't want to do that, especially in his 10 years he swapped 5 houses. So that is kind of what do you guys think? Does my guidance, my recommendations, my consultation, does it worth anything? So after that, he said, since no work be gonna be done, he'll be canceling the service with Handy. But I'm fine. Handy, still pays us about the fifth of what they charge the customer to begin with. Guess what? Handy paid me $15 out of that whatever was supposed to be. Now, not to make things worse, I have a 7 o'clock where it's a ceiling fan repair or replacement and hallway. I come out, customer says that there was somebody else already from Handy at on Sunday, which is about a week ago. No, actually, that was Tuesday, so today's Wednesday. So 2 days ago, and the guy said that he needs a mounting bracket because there's no mounting bracket. How stupid can a guy be? How can a ceiling fan be still mounted to the ceiling without a mounting bracket? It's impossible. So I came down. I looked. There's a mounting bracket. I realigned the fan with the notch so it wouldn't churn. Spent about half hour trying to talk with the customer, figure out what this issue is, because there is a mounting bracket, and the mounting bracket is there and secured because that's the only way that the ceiling fan can actually stay on the ceiling. When it turns on high speed, the fan starts wobbling, starts wobbling really heavily. So when he has it, slow speed, it's okay, but when he puts it high speed, it gets really wobbly. Situation is he was cleaning his air vent from central heat and air, and he had the fan when it was running. So obviously something got bent somewhere. How to identify what's got bent where without taking everything apart? And even if I did take it apart, what's the point? I do that if it's not repairable. Most of the time when these fans get damaged, unless it's very antique fan, then you actually can spend a couple $1,000s on a balancing machine that actually can identify and you can add weights to a propeller to balance the fan out. But we're talking about $8,000-$9,000 machine. I'm not gonna buy that kind of a machine just for one customer, because this is something very, very rarely done, and like I said, on very, very expensive ceiling fans, not on something like this. So, I told him a couple different options, and at the end of the day, we agreed on that, he needs to go get a new fan, and I'll install it. He didn't want to do that night. So, he said, he'll get a fan and then request me again. So, I get home, spend over a half hour. I get home, and turns out to be guy canceled the service after having two of us out there, which, the first guy gave him bullshit excuse for the problem. After 2 hours, two of us coming out, me spending a half hour, I don't know how much the other guy spent. He canceled the service. Company pays me $0. And that service was, paying over $100 or something. So, I had over 200, 300. I had like $370 scheduled for the day. End of the day, I walked away with like $30 or $40, something like that. What do you guys think? Does my time has value? Does my time my consultation, directing the customer in the right way to make the right decision? So I called, I contacted the handyman, and you know what the handyman said? I should, if I walk in and I see that job, there's nothing to be done, or that job is too hard for me to do, or it's outside of my capabilities, I should get out as quickly as I got in. I should not spend more than 1 minute at the job site if there's nothing to do. Now, what would happen? Look at that wall job, the ceiling job, the texture job. The guy would have called up another guy. I was already the second guy that came out. The ceiling, I was the second guy that came out. If I would have just walked in and said, hey, I'm sorry, you need to get a new fan and get out. But how do I know, dude, does he really need a new fan? Maybe truly there was a bracket that was missing or broken or something else. So 1 minute is not realistic. And not to even pay me for my time to go out there, not to even pay me for time spent. I missed that again. For the time spent in the car, for my car gas. I don't know. So yeah, guys, so that's last week I had a lot of cancellation, but this week I'm having where customer cancels after I show up, and handyman just does not take care of me, and that is just something I don't like. It's good money, hey, and it's something I like doing. Of course, my hands are numb. I just, but I don't know. Just yesterday turned out a really bad day. So I'm here coming out to another job, and I'll get that job done. But guys, be blessed. Take care. And I would like to hear your guys' comment. What do you guys think? Take care.